I'm joined by legal practitioner and public affairs analyst Towo Oserovoja. I hope I got that name correctly there. Well, he joins us all the way from the United Kingdom. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, and good morning. You're welcome.
All right. Given the nature of the charges and the severity of the court's order, what are the potential legal implications for the individuals and companies involved? And how does this action align with the principles of due process and the right to a fair trial here in Nigeria?
Okay, first of all, let me express my personal opinion. I was never, and I think I will say categorically that I never see reason for the protest, but actually is the constitutional right of every citizen. If you look at Section 39 and Section 40 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is the constitutional right of every individual and every citizen of Nigeria to protest whatever opinion they feel is best and applicable for a good governance. Then if you look at the legal implication is that those accounts freezed by the Federal High Court, though is an ex parte order. So when you hear the word ex parte, meaning that the other party cannot be heard, even if that party is in court, the other party cannot be heard, and is a temporary measures put in place to safeguard what we call the rest. And the rest in these circumstances is the money in that said account. So the implication is that those accounts cannot be operated by the individuals or the companies involved in relating to that account. That is one. Then if you look at the wider implication is that is an attempt by this administration. No, I won't say this administration. Is an attempt by the Nigerian police to usurp the provision of Section 39 and Section 40 of the Constitution. Because a good example, I'll tell you something that happened. If you look at the Kano scenario, I live in Kano, and if you look at the Kano scenario, between where the said riot took place, where vandalization took place, and the police headquarters is less than 7 minutes drive. It's less than 7 minutes drive. And people involved have been arrested. So no need going after the organizers, because police were given notice to provide adequate security. So it's an attempt to usurp the provision of the Constitution. And I think it is a danger signal to our democracy.
All right. You just mentioned that it's an attempt to usurp the position and everything that's whatnot, most importantly, a danger to democracy. But then again, the police have come out to say that these ones were not going for protest, that their aim was to overthrow the government. I mean, just as it said, the affidavit by Detective Gregory Woji, he had made mention that some of these protesters were after the current administration to overthrow the government. So do you think it was right for them to go ahead and carry out this action of ensuring that the accounts have been seized?
I'm not going to question the intelligence gathered by the police, but I'm going to question the manner in which the police are going about gathering their intelligence and the action thereof. Then if you look at it, I think what the police or security agencies, there's a misconception of language here. They didn't say end these governments. What they are saying is end bad governance. End bad governance in the sense is spread across general sense in the likelihood of even as far to what is attainable to be inimical to democracy that is being practiced in several sectors of government, including the said police in question. So if you look at it from the other perspective, you describe that, okay, they want to overthrow. Overthrow how? Hosting a foreign flag is not an offense in anywhere in the world. Likewise, that means they need to shut down all the hotels. They need to shut down churches that host several flags of every other country. So I think the police in this regard are, you try to question the rationale behind it, but well, thank God they've gone through a legal process. And I don't want to go to the merit or demerit because I'm not briefed by either of the party, neither am I looking for brief here. But if you look at it, if the people involved knows their honor, this will not really stand because I know the judiciary, they are up to the task. Ex parte does not mean they've decided the case. So, but let's see how it goes. But my major concern is this will become an embodying matter at the court again, because if you look at it, I've been privileged to read some of the documents and all those stuff. And if you look at it, it's just that you will discover that it's in the course of the trial, investigation will be ongoing, and which is really sad. So, but let's just see how it goes. People involved, they know what to do, engage the service of a lawyer. And I believe Nigerians legal practitioners are smart enough and intelligent enough to see the lacunas created by even the charges in question. If you look at it, criminal conspiracy, terrorism, financing, cyberbullying, and cyber stalking, you could see that the interconnection is something else when it comes to legal reasoning and legal criminal charges drafting and all those stuff. But let's just see what will become of it. And I know the court in his wisdom will know the appropriate thing to do. But then should not be deterred by the ex parte, because the ex parte is that, well, the court should not be criticized because it's an issue of, okay, well, I'm granting you this ex parte for a particular period, and I believe that the other parties ought to have been served with response to thereafter, after the 7 days of the ex parte.
All right. Anyway, I would have loved to also get your point on how you think this would affect future protests, especially one that is being mentioned to start on October the 1st. And if you see if there's anything that would actually affect this protest and also give rights to civilians to exercise their free will. In 30 seconds, how do you think this would affect future protests?
I think this is really bad, because these particular actions now, for those who are not legally equipped or who does not know the legal A to Z, will be scared to carry out protests. But those who knows their right cannot be deterred by this process initiated by the police. And to me, I think to stop all these kind of processes is that at the end of this proceeding, and they find out that the police could not prove a case, those officers involved in investigation, prosecution, and witness to lead to this particular proceeding ought to be disciplined for wasting public funds and also tarnishing the image of democracy when it comes to Nigeria in general.
All right.
Thank you.